Before sunrise, when the world hasn't fully decided to wake up yet, a thin teenage boy stands barefoot on frozen stone high in the mountains. The air bites clean, sharp enough to wake something deeper than the body. 18-year-old Evan Hale stares into a cracked stone basin filled with rainwater, dirt, and dead leaves. The water is ugly, cloudy, nothing spiritual about it at first glance. And yet his teacher had told him, dead serious, that clarity shows up here before anywhere else. Evan didn't believe it then. Back home, people called him restless, overthinking, wired wrong. His mind never shut off. Lying in bed, it sprinted. Talking to people, it judged. Trying to relax only made it louder. He compared himself to everyone, especially his older brother, who moved through life like he had solid ground under his feet. Calm, that's certain. Built different. The night Evan left home, his mother handed him an old scratched compass. The needle shook before settling. She told him it didn't matter how wild it spins, it always comes back. At the time, it meant nothing. Now, standing in silence with numb feet and a noisy mind, it hits different. Monks pass him like shadows, moving steady. No rush, no drag. Like gravity finally made peace with them. Evan sits down to meditate. 5 seconds in, his brain goes wild. Am I doing this right? Why does my back already hurt? This is pointless. I'm hungry. Why can't I just be normal? He opens his eyes, frustrated. Days slide into weeks and nothing changes. He can't sit still, can't breathe right, can't stop his thoughts from crashing into each other. One morning before dawn, he sits alone by the basin, chest tight, eyes burning. I'm broken, he whispers. Even silence doesn't want me. A voice answers from behind him, calm and grounded. Funny thing to say to silence. Evan turns and sees Master Rowan, the head teacher, standing there in an old hoodie with eyes that look like they've watched storms without flinching. Rowan asks why he's fighting so hard. Evan admits his mind won't shut up. Rowan nods and points at the basin, asks what he sees. Dirty water, Evan says. Rowan tells him to look again. At the bottom, barely visible, a pale chute twists upward through the sludge. Rowan tells him that thing doesn't hate the dirt. It uses it. And for the first time since arriving, Evan doesn't feel like running. Before sunrise the next day, Rowan calls Evan into a bare room. No decorations, no distractions, just a cushion and a quiet that feels loud. Sit, Rowan says. Evan sits, stiff and awkward. Rowan adjusts his posture, straightens his spine, grounds his knees. Rowan tells him he thinks meditation is a performance, but it isn't. There's no prize, no scoreboard. Evan asks what the point is. Rowan smiles and says, just sit. Thoughts will come, Rowan explains. Your job isn't to stop them. Your job is to stop chasing them. Breathe in, count 1. Breathe out, count 2. Mess up, start over. No drama. He tells Evan the mind is like a puppy. Yell at it, and it freaks out. Watch it calmly. And it settles. Evan tries. Thoughts rush in, but something shifts. For tiny moments, he notices the thought before it grabs him. Small gaps appear, not peace, not calm, space. And space feels like oxygen. One evening, Rowan sits across from Evan with tea steaming between them and asks if he ever wonders why this works. Evan says all the time. Rowan says good. Blind belief is lazy. He explains it plain. Slow the breath and the nervous system chills out. The body tells the brain it's safe. Watch thoughts instead of wrestling them and you build distance. And that distance is power. Do it daily and the brain rewires. Not metaphorically, but physically. Evan asks if that means he's not weak. Rowan shakes his head and says he's just been training panic without knowing it. For the first time, Rowan says, he's training stillness. Evan looks at the basin outside. The chute is higher now. A year later, the test comes. Evan gets a call that his brother has been in an accident and might not make it. Old Evan would have collapsed, spiraled, blamed himself. Instead, fear rises and passes. His chest tightens and loosens. He breathes, not numb, not detached, present. At the hospital machines beep, people cry, chaos everywhere. Evan sits beside the bed steady, not because he's strong, but because he's not running. His brother survives. Later, Rowan listens as Evan tells the story. You didn't escape fear, Rowan says. You walked through it. That night, Evan sees the chute break the surface, clean and untouched. Years pass. Evan's calm deepens. People notice. They ask questions. They look to him, and then the trap slips in quietly. I've got this figured out. The thought feels sweet, dangerous. Evan sees it, feels the pull, and lets it go. Still, it shakes him. He goes to Rowan and admits he thought he was past this. Rowan laughs and asks if he thought the mind retires. The ego doesn't die, Rowan says. It just changes costumes. The win isn't killing it. The win is seeing it clearly. Evan exhales and feels the pressure drop. One cold morning, Evan sits by the basin. The plant has bloomed white and simple and real. Rowan stands beside him and says there's no finish line, only the way. Evan nods because he finally gets it. Stillness isn't something you achieve. It's something you stop running from. And the dirt isn't the enemy. It's the ground. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment.